You are now listening to The Survivors Series with Kyle Fields, a One Love Media production.
Welcome to another episode of The Survivor Series, where we tell the stories of those who have faced the impossible and lived to share their journey. Some stories are about overcoming a single moment of horror. Others, like today's, are about a lifetime of defying the odds. So today, we bring you the story of Roy Sullivan, the man who survived being struck by lightning, not once, not twice, but 7 times. Roy Cleveland Sullivan was a park ranger in Virginia's Shenandoah National Park. He was born in 1912, and for most of his life, he was an ordinary man with an extraordinary misfortune. What are the chances of being struck by lightning, you might ask? Well, experts say it's about 1 in 15,300. But for Roy, lightning seemed to have his name written all over it. His story is one of sheer resilience. A man who walked through fire, quite literally, and kept going. The first strike happened in 1942. Roy was in a fire lookout tower when a storm rolled in. The tower was newly built and had no lightning rod yet. A bolt struck. It set the tower on fire. Roy ran for his life. But as he made his escape, lightning found him, hitting him, and leaving burns along his leg. But that was just the beginning. Strike number 2 came nearly 30 years later, in 1969, while he was driving his truck. The lightning bolt hit nearby, bounced off some trees, and came through his open window. He got knocked unconscious and had his eyebrows burnt off. It was as if the storm had a personal vendetta against Roy. And then it happened again, and again, and again. Each time, Roy managed to survive with burns, injuries, but perhaps worst of all, paranoia. He started carrying a bucket of water with him wherever he went, just in case. Eventually, people started calling him the human lightning rod. Some laughed. For the most part, others were in awe. But Roy struggled under the weight of all of it. He believed that lightning was hunting him, and he had every right to feel that way. He refused to go outside when storms approached, and even worried that his bad luck could harm those around him. But despite all of it, he never left his job as a park ranger, and he never stopped doing what he loved. In 1977, Roy Sullivan was struck for the 7th and final time while he was fishing. The lightning burned his chest and stomach, but once again, he survived. Some may call it fate. Some might call it a cruel joke. But Roy remained standing, a true testament to what the human body and spirit can endure. Roy Sullivan passed away in 1983. Not from lightning, but from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. His death, though tragic, does not overshadow the legacy he left behind. His story reminds us that sometimes life throws the unimaginable at us over and over again. And yet, we keep going. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the Survivor Series. Roy Sullivan's journey of survival, marked by his countless encounters with lightning strikes, serves as a testament to the unyielding will to live, and also the resilience of the human spirit. Next week, we have a truly remarkable story to share. It is definitely one that will make you question the limits of human strength and perseverance. Next week, we will be speaking with Zach Tidwell, a Marine Corps veteran who, after attempting to take his own life, lost his sight and hearing in one ear. But instead of allowing that darkness to define him, Zach fought back. Mark. He became a self-taught, award-winning software developer and entrepreneur, using his experiences to make the digital world more accessible for everyone. Along the way, Zach battled alcoholism, faced an incurable genetic disease, and continues to defy the odds. From rock climbing and whitewater kayaking to, get this, competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Zach's journey is an inspiration to anyone who feels like life has dealt them an unfair hand. Definitely not going to want to miss next week's episode as we dive into Zach's incredible story and learn what keeps him going, despite everything life has thrown at him. If Roy's story spoke to you today, or if you're fighting your own battles, remember, you are not alone. There's always hope, even in the darkest moments. And there's always strength to be found when we fight for our lives. Thank you once again for listening. Make sure you join us next week for another powerful tale of survival. Until next time, do you, but do it with love and affection. I'm Kyle Fields, and this has been the Survivor Series.